All right, for us to test everything, what we need to do is restart the application and let's make sure that it doesn't break. So you can see, so running on port 8080 as expected. Now let's switch to Postman. And in here, what we're going to do is the following. So you see that we can send a request to this path and we have a 404 because there's no ID 3 in here. And let's send a request to all customers. And you see that we have 2 customers. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this JSON object, which is Alex, Command C. Then I'm going to create a new request. And this will be a get request to post. And this will be a request to local host and then API v1 customers. And instead of get, this will be a post request. And go to body and then inside here and then inside choose raw. And from text choose JSON. And from text choose JSON. And then paste the JSON blob. So here, let me just indent this a little bit. And let's just basically get rid of the ID because we don't have to send. And if you remember correctly, so in here, name, email, and age. So this payload matches our customer registration request. Have a look, name, email, and age. So if I go back and here you can see that these, they do match. Nice. Now in here, let's say that this is Suad, as I said, email will be Suad and Suad, let's say that she's 19. There we go. Now this right here is the request and then body request. So we want to send a request body. Have a look. The client will send an HTTP request with post as the method. And inside of the request body, it will have the payload. So this is what's sent to our backend. So that's why in here you see that we basically get the request body. So this will have the JSON object. And then we map it into this class in here called customer registration request. And hence we can basically map the JSON to the Java object. Cool. So hopefully this makes sense. Let's go back to Postman and send the request and see if it works. So here, let me just send the request. And you can see that we have a 200 status code, which means that it did work. Now I'm going to switch tabs. And I'm going to send the get request to API v1 / customers, send. And if we scroll down in here, we should see that we have Suad in here. So this is amazing. Now, the other test that we have to do is, so let's actually send John, for example. So John and then john@gmail.com. So lowercase, and then John is, I don't know, 38, for example. Send, and then get all customers. And you can see that John is here with ID 4. Now let's try and send the same request, but here let's just say Fu. And Fu has John's email. So let's try and send this and see what happens. Sent, and have a look. This was a conflict, email already taken. So this is working beautifully. And you can see the status code 409. Awesome. If you've managed to get this far, thumbs up. If anything that you're not sure, please do let me know. Otherwise, let's move on to the next section.